Yes, sir. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another show. I'm your host, Luz Takes. We got another one back again, reoccurring guest. Y'all already know his name. JTuck is in the building. Talk to him.
Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me, my guy, man. First of all, I gotta say, bro, keep up the incredible work, man. Like it excites me to see up and coming content creators come in the game and start smoking stuff, man. And you were one of the ones I kind of came across. I was like, yo, he got it, man. He got it. Man. So I see you out there doing your thing, man. So salute to you and everything you're doing out there, man. Salute to Cowboys Nation, man. I would like to be able to enjoy a victory Monday, y'all. But we ain't had a victory Monday. We ain't heard no sounds from the sidelines in weeks, man. Don't sound like we might getting like I said, if I'm Bose, man, I need my money back. I need my money back ASAP.
Man, I feel you. I feel you, man. I appreciate bigger YouTubers that came before me in this community, giving me just inspiration and just a path to retrace, not to work. You feel me? So
Mhm.
I appreciate that. Listen, if you're new here, join the conversation, join the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. We are at like 910 subscribers, closing in hot on the big 1K. So I
And
really appreciate y'all, man. I know even it's hard. It's hard out here. I know
it's
Cowboys don't
hard.
want to act right. Cowboys
Yeah.
don't want to act right. Listen, let's start with yesterday. Let's start with the game.
Okay.
Let's start with the game. What this season irritates you the most? Like you can be personnel, scheme. What irritates you the most when watching the Cowboys every game?
Yeah, I think for me, to be honest with you, the number one thing that irritates me is the personnel. And I kind of posted this on Twitter today. And a lot of people I know, they had expectations that this year's roster was better than last year's roster. Now, me personally, I didn't feel that way because I felt like what you were trying to do is replenish your cup with a bunch of rookies, man. And you play ball, I play ball. There's always going to be some sense of learning curve, no matter what, right? But now some greats can just hit the ground and start running like a Micah Parsons.
Mhm.
Sometimes it takes you a little longer to develop, and that was my biggest concern when you try to replace a Tyron Smith with a Tyler Guyton, who I still think is going to be phenomenal at the NFL level. But when you're playing a brand new position, there's going to be a learning curve, right? You replace a Tyler Biotish, and I think that Cooper Beebe is going to be phenomenal, right? But there's going to be a learning curve, right? Then you have Kalen Carson, who's kind of an unproven guy as a fifth round pick, but now you're asking him to step in and fill the void for Deron Bland.
Mhm.
You're biting off more than you can chew. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like when it comes to the Cowboys and their personnel, they really lean too heavily on the draft and the younger guys, and you're putting them in situations where they're learning on the curve, learning on the fly, but it's at the expense of the Cowboys season.
Mhm.
It'd have been much better if you would have had, maybe you do have a Stephon Gilmore and you let Kalen Carson learn under that, and maybe some of the blowout victories, then you get your reps. Or the same thing if you would have had a Tyron Smith and let Tyler Guyton kind of come in and fill the void after that, right?
Mhm.
But you just don't have that. It's pretty much rookies or bust. And right now, our rookies aren't doing us a big favor and a big boost. I feel like the one guy that would have gave us the biggest boost was Marshawn Nealon, and he went out with the injury. So it was like, there he goes right there. So I think for me personally, it's the personnel. Now there's some other things schematically we can talk about, but personnel will be number one on my list.
Yeah, I mean, this perfectly because I wrote a little, tweet, a little draft analogy for like how the Cowboys. Because if y'all don't know the way we do things here in Dallas, it's very much frustrating. It's very much irritating because we're so stubborn in our ways. But listen, I said, um, here in Dallas, we do mismanagement of the seed.
Mhm.
Now, mismanagement of the seed can ruin the soil. Not pouring into the seed, not giving it the proper and timely sunshine it needs, not being patient and allowing the sprouts and petals, to sprout,
Mhm.
not taking the time to talk to it. You know what I'm saying? Nurture it because all the green thumbs know you're supposed to talk to your plants. But
Mhm.
no, here in Dallas, we expect every seed to be ready to have fruit to pick within the first year, within the
Mhm.
first month, within the first day, hour, a minute, second. We don't plant twigs next to trees, mhm, so they can see how a tree is supposed to grow. No, we cut down the tree for its lumber when it gets too expensive. What I mean by that, that's mainly what I like. Tyler Guyton coming in,
Mhm.
playing the left tackle position, and we didn't have Tyron Smith here to like help grow it. Would it be Kalen Carson throwing them out there? We don't have a program that helps. Like it's supposed to be, and like it's just like your job. They're not going to throw
Right.
you if they throw you out there on the job, and expect the same result from the guy they just let go.
Mhm.
That's not smart thinking by them. That's an inefficient complex. It's not. So why do we expect it here?
Right.
When you're on the content creator side, the reasons why, one of it being is because it's cheap. That
Mhm.
irritates me. That
Right.
irritates
Right.
me. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you're 1,000% right with your analogy, right? Like sometimes you have to nurture your seed, and not every seed is going to instantaneously grow into that fruitful tree. Like it takes time, y'all. And that's not just with the Cowboys, that's with any rookie, right? There's going to be some hurdles. I mean, even with the quarterback position, the greatest quarterback on the planet right now. What did the Chiefs do? They put that seed next to a tree, they watered it, it nurtured it, and it was week 17 he got to come out and play, and then he kind of put on display, right? But Pat Mahomes speaks a lot about me being able to sit and learn that season under Alex Smith did wonders to my career, right? But you don't get that opportunity sometimes in Dallas, and I feel like what happens is the draft is our new crutch, and this is why I'm always strategic with Cowboys fans. Like, be careful what you say, right? Because they see what we say online, right?
Right.
So when all of us say the Cowboys draft, well, the Cowboys don't miss the draft. I mean, Will McClay we trust, right? Yeah, I mean, that's okay in some cases, but that feeds into the locker room, that feeds into the front office. They feel like we the draft gods. We don't miss. We don't miss in the draft. Draft is what we do. So they are now using it as a crutch where they don't have to do no free agency. They don't have to have any outside acquisitions or make any trades because we are solely going to rely on the draft. And then when that doesn't work out and that rug gets pulled from under us, now we're looking and we're in trouble, right? Think about this. Tyler Guyton has came into a worse situation than Tyler Smith came in. When it came to Tyler Smith, he was pretty much a backup rotational because you had Jason Peters, you had Tyron Smith. I think he had Connor McGovern. I think, but he still had some guy like, who was it?
That was it. Was the dude who he dressed up as Zeke for that one time. My
Oh,
Leary is
yeah,
Leary.
yeah. No, not
Ron
Leary.
Leary. Not Leary.
No, Joe Looney.
Looney. Yes, Looney.
Yeah, so you had some other guys, right? Some veteran guys where it wasn't that Tyler Smith had to hit the ground.
Mhm.
And then it took 4 to 5 injuries for it to happen. Then it's like, all right, bro, now you have to play left tackle. So he had that layer of protection. The moment that we drafted Tyler Guyton, it was like, you have to work at left tackle. We ain't got no. Yeah, Chuma Udoga. Has anyone heard from Chuma Udoga?
That's one thing.
Has anyone heard the
Yeah.
status update? Has anybody? We ain't heard a peep about Chuma Udoga. You know what I'm saying?
And
It's crazy because that was supposed to be the backup plan for Tyler Guyton. I ain't seen an interview. I haven't seen a tweet or anything about Chuma.
that is a very good point. I don't trust this team when it comes to injuries. Like,
nah, bro, you got it.
Like one injury that still irks me to this day. Well, I mean, like irked me this year, and I was like, man, I'm out. I started to look at the door on this season. Then is the Brandon Cooks injury because there was a point in the camp where he was missing multiple weeks, and then all of a sudden after the Giants game, he has a cleanup surgery. And
Right.
We are athletes. We
Right.
know the process of how it's supposed to go.
Right.
You don't see your physical or your primary care recommend you to the specialist, and he like, you know what, we finna go do a cleanup. No, it was an operation that
Right.
was done before then, and they
Yeah.
didn't disclose it. And I gotta have these reasons. I get, it gets blinded by the business side of this operation, because I'm like, why did they didn't say anything before? Were they afraid we were going to complain about getting a receiver then?
Yeah, they want everyone to panic, right? You know what I'm saying? You're the captain of the ship, and you sense some turbulence, and everyone feels, oh, we are perfectly fine. This is going to be temporary. And J. Cole always has this lyric, right? You got to multiply by 3. That's the same thing when it comes to Cowboys injuries, bro. If they tell you 4 weeks, go ahead and stretch that thing out to 8 to 9, because it's the same thing with Brandon Cooks. Deron Bland's going to get a quick little cleanup. We are damn near in week 10. Season's damn near over. We haven't heard nothing for Deron Bland. Then it's like, oh, he had a setback. So like it's just like, yeah. So it's like when they say, with Dak Prescott with his hamstring, it was gonna be 4 week. Bro, it's season.
Like that's
Yeah,
but they
it's
said like he like, and
not,
then we got it was just another story. They was just
yeah,
throwing the bait for another story, and then you got
yeah.
James Jones talking about, oh, I had a hamstring. It's not the same. Like you know what I'm saying?
It is not the same.
It's not the same, bro.
When you
Like
play sports, even if you haven't played sports, when your hamstrings, quads,
growing,
groins, when
yes.
that happens, I don't care how tough you want to be. You can bite on your mouthpiece as hard as you want to. It does not matter, bro. It does not matter. You ain't doing nothing. I've tried. I strained a hamstring when I was running on my treadmill. Doctor told me to rest. Well, me being hard headed, man, I can still run a little bit. I'm just going to slight jog. Well, I went there for that slight jog and felt that. I was out, saying, yeah, sit down, Tuck.
Yes,
You out there trying to run and press it. Your hamstring, your body will tell you, man. So it's just crazy. But I think when you add on what we talked about earlier with the personnel, then you slap on top of the injuries, it's just been a recipe for disaster for the Dallas Cowboys. Make no mistakes about it. I got asked this question, Tuck, we're going to be trash next year. No. This team has a strong foundation if healthy, right? The problem is every key position from wide receiver 2 to the cornerback 1 or 2, however you want to flavor ice cream, to your defensive edge rushers and Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, and then even Sam Williams and Marshawn Nealon. Then you had, Kendricks with the back injury, so he missed games. And then, so we just had injuries at all the key spots, y'all. But I feel like the Cowboys are still talented. But what does that mean for this season? Not much. But the future is still bright in Dallas. Don't let people get that confused.
And like, shout out to great creators and like Jeff Kavanaugh for breaking down. If you want to see the money side, don't let the Jones family fool you. They can how the plan can go this upcoming season, y'all. They can free up almost $100 million in cap space if they do the plan that everyone's talking about, like the post June 1 cut with Terrence Steele, restructure. Of course, obviously y'all didn't believe it, but restructuring CD and Dak, and they can still have enough money to pay, Micah plenty, but don't let them fool you. There's a plan in place. What I'm pissed about the Joneses is, and I'm gonna be pissed when they do it, even if our team improves, is that they could have easily pulled the trigger and they chose to hold the gun because they're just out on McCarthy. And in my point, it goes back to my theme with them. They just waste seasons. They just choose to waste seasons and act like primes are forever, or act like this window is forever. And it's like, no, anytime, any place, this league is ever changing. And the moment you sit on your hands, you lose.
Right.
So,
and what's happening, right? While you're sitting here playing these hoodwink games with Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff and this and that, other teams are closing the gap, right? So now you look up, it was just the Cowboys and Philly, right? Just got to keep up with Philly, and we pretty much be split with them throughout the year. So even though they went aggressive, there wasn't that massive separation. Well, damn, now you look, Commanders, you know what I'm saying? Commanders on the tail, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at Detroit. So now we used to focus so heavy on the San Francisco 49ers. Now it's Detroit. But then you also got Green Bay that's starting to merge. Well, damn, Chicago has a young rookie quarterback, and they look good in the NFC. And then, Lord behold, if the Giants mess around and get a Cam Ward or Shador, then everything is starting to tighten up. There's no way that the Cowboys need to go out there with this mindset that we can be comfortable. And I felt like that is the biggest frustration, not only for me, but for a lot of Cowboys fans. We were just comfortable. We're fine. We'll go out there. We got this, y'all. Don't worry. We'll sign Dak 10 minutes before kickoff. Like, we got it. Don't worry. Y'all are tripping, right?
Right.
With that comfortability and that mindset, it's allowed us to be comfortable, and teams are starting to close the gap. And now we got work to do. So hopefully we'll do it this offseason.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Marv. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got like 82 people here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh, no, Mark, that's my dog. But
Yeah. I'm gonna let you answer this because you right in that area. So because I know the roster. I feel what you're saying, Coach Marv. The way they're set up, they have money tied up, and they have like a core foundation is set, and they rotate, and they do a very good job drafting. They're drafted at the back of the first round every year, and they do a very good job bringing in talent. But yeah, make sure everyone who's here like and subscribe. Closing in on 1K. Go and check out JTuck's channel. See it was a CFO.
CFO Sports, yeah, and everyone over at CFO, come over to my dog Lou, man. Subscribe to the channel, hit that 1K for him. But Coach Mar, here's my pushback. And y'all know I live here in Kansas City, so I cover that team. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to do so, right? There was a left tackle that the Chiefs drafted out of BYU this year in Kingsley Cemetery, right? Probably mention that name, right? He went out there, struggled game 1, struggled game 2. They benched him.
Yep,
They
they
benched
switched.
him
Yep.
and switched, right? Right. And they've been playing Wanye, right? Wanye Morris, right? That's
Mhm.
I say Thomas, right? Morris, right? And then even last week, this past game, Wanye Morris got hurt, right? He got nicked up. They put Kingsley back in. Kingsley started getting smoked. They said, "Hey, bro, can you even give us like 60% Wanye?" Wanye said, "I'll give it a go." They put Wanye back in, right? So it could be a knock to Kingsley, but they're saying, "Listen, young rookie, we believe in you, but you are not going to disrupt this flow of what we have going on right there." You know what I'm saying? So you're
Right.
able to pull that lever. Let's say, for instance, Tyler Guyton's out there struggling. Who are we going to pull that lever for? Who are we going to pull the lever for?
We have absolutely nobody like
Exactly. So that's the difference, right? There, I forgot Felix Anundike, right? The defensive end they drafted out of Kansas State, right? He was struggling. Don't matter. Okay, bro, it's gonna take you some time to grow. You're not gonna hit that proper learning curve. Go sit down. We're gonna go with George Karlaftis. We're gonna go bring another guy in, and we're gonna keep this championship movement going. That's the difference between the minds of the Dallas Cowboys versus the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cowboys. It's like, no, we drafted him, spent a second round pick. We're gonna let him bleed out.
you gotta figure it out.
He has to figure out, and that's the difference, Coach Mar. So I agree, they do have some young players out there, but there's also those insurance policies, and they're not going to let your team bleed out due to the season and them struggling early.
And also their coach runs the ball. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly right. And they are proactive, right? Boom, Pacheco goes down. They went and brought in Kareem Hunt. Boom, you have Rasheed Rice go down. They went and got DeAndre Hopkins. They're constantly, because they tasted victory. That's all they know. Like, mediocrity doesn't exist here in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even exist anymore because they've changed their mindset. They are going for it every time, and every game means something for the Kansas City Chiefs. They could sit back, and they went on the road last year. No. They want to get this home field advantage. So this is just a difference in mindsets. They are not complacent. Why is a two-time champion, back-to-back champion, not complacent? But the Dallas Cowboys, the way we kick back and chill, it looks like we've been smoking stuff for years, bro. You know what I'm saying? we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we don't need no DeAndre Hopkins, bro. We got this. You know, so
yeah. Shout out to all the content creators in the building, man. JV B-Boy said, "Do you believe Ashton Richards performed better than Tyler Guyton at left tackle just this game?" I seen a couple of clips of it. He did pretty well in a left tackle, but I still believe we're in this part of the season. We need to give all the reps to Tyler Guyton as you possibly can, so we can get a pure and fully evaluation. I want to fully come up with my mind at the end of the year that he is not the left tackle of the future. I don't want any questions. I don't want this pushed back to next year, because next year we should have everything in place, God willing, to actually compete again. And I don't want any questions anywhere. I want formal answers. So shout out to Ashton Richards though, because I think we're gonna talk about it today because me and JTuck had a little fight on Twitter. I was like, I wanted to draft O-lineman early, and one of the main reasons was because the right side of the offensive line is finna be gone, and I didn't trust guys like Ashton Richards because before this game, the coaches clearly didn't trust him. Ashton Richards was damn near like an alien. You never saw him, you never saw him, so that scared me to put in full trust in him as for a full NFL season. I was gonna say, like, we finna have the same season next year, just on the right side, because you know what I'm saying? So that was my only pushback. So yeah, I'm so glad that he got some play time. We can finally get an evaluation on him.
Yeah, and I mean, I know a lot of Cowboys. Well, I won't say a lot. There's some portion of Cowboys fans that like to hear that, but for me, I'm the same way, Lou. I'm in evaluation mode, right? So I've been preaching to my community. The thing that we're going to focus on is who's going to continue to fight and not show quit, even as bad as the season's going, even as bad as these games are going. So I'm in pure evaluation mode. So yeah, it is good to see Ashton Richards. Does he have the traits? Could he hold up at left tackle, right? Should we make the move, or do we need to go? We'll talk about here in a second and draft another guy. So it's like, yeah, we get that opportunity, but I 1,000% agree. Now it's the Tyler Guyton time. Now it's time for the young rookies to go out there and learn, and maybe you put Maris and give him the green dot, and like now we're in that type of season, right? But earlier I wasn't for it. But yeah, I think that Ashton Richards had a solid game. I don't want to say he played better than Tyler Guyton because I'm a big proponent of stacking days, right?
Yeah.
Like you remember Mozzie Smith, right? Had a good game versus the New York Giants.
Yep.
can you stack it? No, he hasn't, right? So it's just like, yeah, I want to see that continue. So yeah, you might have had a good game versus Philly, but can you do it versus Houston? Could you do it again, right? So maybe Austin Richards gets that opportunity, maybe he doesn't, because I think Tyler Guyton's going to return. But yeah, I think overall, I haven't really went to the film. I'm probably going to get to it here in a second once we're done. But I think he had a solid game. But I don't want to jump out the window and be like, he's a better left tackle than Tyler Guyton thus far because it's only one game. Because remember how everybody was in Kent, you know what I'm saying? After them few Micah clips of Tyler Guyton, we crowned him all pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In preseason, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, Will McClay, I'm sorry, and we don't miss. Now it's, oh.
I mean, I did say the biggest weakness, is his biggest weakness right now is the hands. And
right, yeah.
Like hands are probably one of the most important features of an offensive line. It's every like offensive line play is just boxing. Like if y'all didn't understand, you feel me? So is it possible? JVB boy says, is it possible with a new O-line coach? But right now, Tyler Guyton. He's saying if Steele and Guyton, that's why I don't want. Like I was out on Solari some weeks. I was out on Solari like. I think the Giants week because like what I noticed and I like how I came to this conclusion. Tyler Guyton was losing one way, right? But when I'm seeing Terrence Steele lose the exact same way, that's a red flag to me. The one guy was playing college ball last year, and all practice he's trying to get his keys from who? The vet. And if the vet is losing the exact same way, you know who he getting his keys from? The coach. So and they're both, and I hate the sets they got them setting. Obviously, you already know Zach Martin may been, falling off a cliff, but I'm telling you right now, offensive linemen don't fall off a cliff the way Zach Martin do. They it's a gradual fall, and then once they realize they're average, they retire. But Zach Martin's below average right now. Tyler Smith is playing high. Cooper Beebe is probably one of the few, lights of this offensive line I'm proud of because he's actually progressing. I just wanted him to see the field, see the stunts more, and he's doing that progressively game in and game out. So
yeah, I agree. Solari is a big issue, right? And here's my problem with Solari, right? Going back to our conversation, you've been given more than enough resources to have the O-line picks, bro. You didn't have draft pick after draft pick. You didn't have 2 first-round tackles. You got a brand new center. You had Tyler Biadasz. You didn't had Tyron Smith, and then you still had Matt Waletzko. Like you've had enough to get the job done. And my biggest concern is, like you said, it's not the young guys. It's not even Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe. Now, Tyler Smith, you're kind of excluded because Tyler Smith is playing well. But it's your veteran guys that are a huge They are getting smoked on that right side. And it's just like, I don't understand there hasn't been any adjustments, any changes. And you play the position, so you know better than anyone. The stunts, the techniques, like they can't pick it up anymore.
Pick it up.
It's just like a tackle in stunt, bro. Like it's nothing crazy when it comes.
It's nothing crazy. All you have to do. I mean, it's easier said than done. I'm not at the NFL level. I know. But I'm telling you right now, how to pick it up. You have to get in the film room and rep it out. It out. It's all it is just muscle memory. Like I kept when BB and then the rules of football. Everybody on the defense has to maintain a gap. The moment you feel somebody going away, somebody's coming to replace it, unless it's a broken play. And BB slowly but surely is getting better. I'm seeing Zach Martin struggle with this. I'm seeing everyone getting to either they're getting too invested in blocks or they're not vested enough, and it's just inconsistent for me. And now everybody is struggling with hands. And then like Coach Marv just pointed out, it's what's really catching it is our star guys. Like I came on a proponent, like I did a whole short and everything. I said Tyler Smith was going to be the best guard in football this year. He does not look like that. You feel me? So it's with the strength, and it seems like he's regressing a tad bit. I'm like, Tyler Smith should be,
Oh yeah. With that, Coach Marv, I 1,000% agree. Our stars don't turn up like stars when we need our stars to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like we just don't have those moments where it's just like, think about right now defensively, who's the one that's really turning up? It's the Marvin Overshown. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the one that's going crazy, but it's like when we need to play now, Diggs did play well the last, like I said, 2-3 games. Diggs has played a lot better, but those guys, the CeeDee Lambs, and I think me personally, my biggest disappointment has been Jake Ferguson, where it's like, all right, bro, I went on the ledge for you. You're looking kind of funny in the light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give me something. I see you repping your girl, and you got, hey, bro, I need a little bit more from Jake Ferguson. So our stars aren't stepping up. And then the problem with that, y'all, is the Cowboys are very star heavy. It's Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Zach Martin, like those. So when those guys are bad, bro, it all hell breaks loose because that layer and wall after that protection, it's just not there. So I think it's just a mentality thing. I think it's a confidence thing. I think it's a cultural thing where it's like, I don't think a lot of our players have had to really deal with adversity. I mean, you think about Micah Parsons since he came in the league, 12-5, all pro. You know what I'm saying? So how you ever had to respond to a season where maybe you had a few injuries, but y'all really are bad right now. So how is this team going to respond when they get punched in the mouth?
Mhm.
That's the thing I'm really looking forward to.
That's culture.
It's culture. Culture.
You know what I'm saying? That's culture.
It's culture. And here's the thing. I felt like ever since that Green Bay game, when we got punched in the mouth and didn't respond, it's like we got PTSD. As soon as we get behind by 2, or you know what I'm saying, or we give up the first score, it's just like, oh man, here we go again. You see the fingers pointing, you see the pouting, you see the moping. I don't see no one saying, no, be cool. You know what I'm saying? We good, relax. We got this. Like, chill out, right? Look at Kansas City. Once again, I hate to keep going back to them, but it's like they don't get rattled when they are down, bro. It's just like, oh, we down by even in the Super Bowl. If that was the Cowboys in the Super Bowl last year versus San Fran, we would have exploded. You know what I'm saying? They were just cool, calm, and collected. Like, listen, we got this. We've been down all season. This is what we do. We come back. We just don't have those building blocks culturally that we can build off of because it's not like, oh, remember that time we were down by Detroit, you know what I'm saying, by 14, we bounced back? Nope. When you get down by Detroit 14, you got smoked. Oh, remember that one game versus the Saints when we was trailing a little bit in the third? No, y'all got smoked. Like, y'all you don't have those confidence points to build off of right now. And I think that's one of the biggest plots for the Cowboys is they're struggling mentally and also physically.
Yeah, and I put this on McCarthy. I just put out a whole video today, y'all. I did 5 reasons McCarthy, like this hurricane that we're seeing, or the Hurricane Cowboys. I'm telling you right now, 5 years ago, even in the midst of our 12-5 seasons, you could have saw the signs, and I did just put out a video on that. Because I'm telling you, like, the coach very much so affects what I'm seeing is preparation. Like, it's an issue with that. I don't like McCarthy's first 15 plays because that's literally all the offense. Like, if your first 15 is terrible, the whole game it's going to be a bad look. You feel me? So it's just little things like that. So
Here's my question, y'all, when it comes to Mike McCarthy, right? Because at first I wanted Mike McCarthy in 2020, but when he got here, if y'all remember back in 2020, he was super aggressive. It was go forward on every 4th down. We were fake punting. It was just like pedal to the floor. But for some reason, he just pulled back the reins and he's ultra conservative. I'm like, where's the Mike McCarthy that we used to see across from the sidelines? And we would shake up and freeze. And Jason, like, where is that? Where is that confidence? I just don't see it. I don't see no fire on the sideline. I don't see no passing. Talking about, maybe the players should kind of rally around. No, the coach. Hey, listen, y'all, get it together. Get y'all. We thought that bringing in Coach Zimmer, we were gonna get disciplined. We were gonna get. Bro, he just sitting over there chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's just sitting over there chilling. I don't see no fire, no passion, no emotion, no chewing out, no one getting benched, no nothing. It's just like, hey, man, here we go again, and we're getting punched in the mouth. So yeah, I agree with Mike McCarthy. If you're not gonna be the offensive-minded coach that we know you have been in the past, right? You're not going to be an inspiration. You can't fire this team up emotionally. Then, just like they say on Office Space, what is it that you say that you do? Like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I think it might be time to move on from Mike McCarthy, but also Coach Zimmer, wipe the slate clean. Get a young staff that this team can ride for. And I know people hated Dan Quinn, but at the end of the day, I knew the defensive side of the ball was going to ride or die for DQ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, yeah, before we answer this question, because shout out to Boss Cowboy, he asked me this question yesterday. Like, would you be okay with firing McCarthy now?
I mean,
for my answer was, it's a dream. Like, yeah, I want to get rid of him immediately, but like,
it's not gonna do nothing. Really.
It's not gonna do. I don't really like the offense will fall off a cliff. It's too many like different minds and unqualified guys to take over. I just really fully don't trust.
Yeah. If this was last year, right, and we had DQ still on staff, I'm like, yes, get him about here. But it's just like, let's just keep it a buck. Are the Cowboys going to give Al Harris a fair shot? Probably not. So maybe me personally, just as a fandom, I would say I would like to Al Harris kind of get his opportunity, maybe get his name out there, see if he can turn things around, maybe get a few wins, right, for future opportunities. But I think firing Mike McCarthy would be a big mistake because, like you said, who's going to call the offense? But at the end of the day, he ain't doing nothing on offense anyway. So maybe Dak Prescott can get the headset and he can kind of run things from the sideline. Because I mean, 45 yards passing, bro. I mean, what is it that you do? I mean, hell, you can pass me the headset. I can probably get you at least 70. Cooper Rush.
I'm not. He gonna have 2 yards. I ain't gonna lie. I would have stopped. I'm not throwing. I'm sorry. I'm not throwing the ball yesterday. I'm actually going to call 30 runs.
Yeah, I don't play scary. I've been playing scary football, man. Like I've been doing on Madden. I get online. I see people pick the Ravens. I got the Cowboys with no running back. I'm playing scary football, dump into the flat, and try to get out here with a 7-3 victory and whatever. A dub is a dub, man. But hey, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I would try to like maybe give Al Harris the opportunity, but they probably won't.
Shout out to DMV. He sent the question. He said he got a question. Am I okay with Hoffman at center and BB at the right guard when Zach retires? That is a very good question. That is a very good question. Oh man. Like Hoffman, I like Hoffman. The only difference I'm gonna say why I prefer BB over Hoffman is because Hoffman is a hat on hat guy, and Tyler Biotis really like scarred me. You know, with that, I mean, he was smart. He was a starting caliber center. But with BB, at least I'm getting movement. And who knows? Maybe Hoffman next to BB and Smith, you know, maybe that. But like I expected better with BB next to Martin and Smith. So it really depends on this offensive line coach. If this offensive line coach got me, you know, like the Callahan was running game Moses and bringing the big Bertha slide, you know, on 218 Willers and having to move it, you know, like what J.T. Latham was doing.
Right.
Sign me up. Because, like, you know, then we're changing the mentality of the whole offensive line. And Hoffman may not be moving, but he may be displacing it just a bit. Sign me up. Because I feel like BB will be a dog at the guard. I really do. But we need to change this DNA of our offensive line before we start moving pieces fully. Because just keep in mind, we do that. We already made BB learn a whole other position. Now we got to take a whole year for him to get acclimated back.
Yeah. And see, and that's where I kind of do blame the scheme and I blame the offensive coordinator, right? Because it's like I feel like we do personally have the DNA to be a tough physical offensive line, but we don't commit to that style of football. I mean, like I said, Luke, you play the position, you get that run game going. And when teams say, listen, Lou, we're going to line up behind you and we're going to run behind you. Like, I played left tackle in high school. I know a lot of people like, Tuck, you played. Yes, I played left tackle.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I clearly remember there was an overtime. We were playing against our rivals. And our coach said, listen, left side, we were going to line up and run down. And for me, it was just like, strap up. And I mean, we were just blowing them off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Counter left, strap left. Like we were just running off the left side. And you kind of get into a rhythm. You get into you get to lay that foundation of being tough versus, okay, we're going to drop back in pass pro 45 times. Like, bro, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. Because all it takes is for you to lose 2 to 3 reps to change the course of the game. So it's like, I think we have the offensive line physicality and the DNA, but we have to change our philosophy to really line up and punch people in the mouth and let that be our foundation, who we are. And I think that teams just call our bluff and be like, no, I ain't gonna run the ball, bro. Y'all can line up. Y'all ain't gonna run it. Eventually, you're gonna have to throw. And what happened? Opening drive, Dak Prescott's gone with the hamstring injuries. Cooper Rush, 3 passes. Three passes.
Boy, that pissed me off. Don't give me
3 passes out the gate. You know what I'm saying? That's
and you know what? And the football gods punish you because the very next drive, now you want to call a run play, and guess what? You fumble on a mesh. So like, that's totally what you've been doing this entire practice, McCarthy. You've been passing the ball all practice.
Right.
You ain't did no type of mesh point. So that's why I get mad, so mad. It's a late. We asked to run the ball, yes, to slow it down for Dak, yes, to get more guys to commit to the box, yes, but your offensive line has 2 rookies. And you're asking them to be on their heels and to sort and to process information because you're all processing. You have to sit back and process information all game long. And like the defense, of course, they're going to take care of it. They're going to put them in action and stunts and send action their way. Of course, they're going to do that, and they succeeded with that. You know what I'm saying? So, McCarthy really pissed me off with his game plan this year because I like your rookie Tyler Guyton got respect from a dog in the preseason running the ball. I feel like he's more than capable to pay. I feel like he will be a 50% better player if you let him attack the defense like 60% of the time. I think he would, you know, and
confidence boost. It's a confidence boost.
Yeah, and you're being timid when they mess up, but it's like you're not giving them enough reps. It's like, so out of a 70 rep game, you're giving them what, 20, and they have to be perfect reps for you to commit, like for you to be like, I feel confident, let's call another run play. And that only happened like what, one game this year, and that was the Steelers,
right? and look how it opened up things, right? And I know people act like, you know, going to the run is an indictment on your quarterback. We're seeing it across the league. Like I said, like, let's say for instance, what we actually did versus the Atlanta Falcons, right? We played a team that doesn't have a good run defense like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think we can line up and do to another team what other teams are doing to us. We can't run the ball 35 times down someone's throat like the Baltimore Ravens did, because they're going to call our bluff, and they know eventually you're going to have to start airing things out. And it's just like, it's just the identity thing. And here's my last kind of piece with this. If you want to be this pass heavy, gun slinging, air it out 45 times, best show on turf type of offense, then go get some wide receivers, bro. Just go load up with wide receivers. I would get it if we look. I know this whole conversation about run the damn ball versus air it out. Me personally, I was team air it out versus my dog West Coast, but that's because I had Michael Gallup, I had CeeDee Lamb, I had Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had weapons, bro. Like, yeah, go ahead and air that thing out with that three-headed monster. But right now, we don't have that. So we don't have the wide receiver core, and I don't believe we have the running back tandem. You're going to have to pick who you truly want to be and commit to it. But right now, the Cowboys is just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's why we look so lethargic on offense.
Yeah, man, this Cowboys. Hey, we got 130 people here. I appreciate y'all for taking time out, man. Make sure to like, subscribe. Hey, join the conversation. You putting something in the chat furthers the algorithm. Let's beat this algorithm, if anything like that. We can transition a bit. The post game. I saw your video. I put a little video in. I actually didn't put a spin like the whole mainstream. I was just making it seem like it's an indictment on McCarthy. But like, how do you feel? Like, I just feel the what's happening right now, it's like I said, it's a hurricane coming through the Cowboys organization, and it seems like everybody's an SOS, and just they're fending from themselves. We're starting to see factions, players come together and more empowering each other and everything like that. Because like he said, like Zach Martin is on the brink of retirement, so, and he just feel it's just layered. How do you, when you heard what you heard in the post conference from Michael Parsons, how did it make you feel?
I think it's unfortunate, right? And I think that the media, right, and we know, puts the players in bad situations. Now, let's think about the situation that just happened. The Dallas Cowboys at home just got blown out once again by their division rivals in the Philadelphia Eagles. You have Micah Parsons returning from his first game back from the high ankle sprain, right, who played decent. Well, I say he played great, right, in his first return back, right? So you get that, you get to the locker room, and now you're being bombarded about your status of your head coach, right? So you're getting caught off guard. And I feel like what happens is sometimes with players, they don't want to give the clickbait. They don't want to, ruffle the feathers. So they're thinking of ways to kind of talk off the cuss and get the talk in. They're doing this, and they're thinking that they're saying all the right things. But the media is savvy enough to say, okay, I see what you're saying, bro, but I got you. I got you on this. I got you on this. And I don't think that Micah Parsons had any intent to slight Mike McCarthy. If he wanted to, I've been around Micah long enough. He is a very blunt person. If he wanted to shoot you, he'll just shoot you, bro.
Yeah.
He would have said it like, listen, man, our coaching staff is trash. I think Mike McCarthy needs to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would have said it, but he was trying to give this leadership type answer. But even doing the right thing, someone still found the wrong thing, and they're able to spin it. So what's happening right now, Cowboys Nation, which I was warning everyone on my channel, Dak Prescott gone. He probably gonna come back. But people still got to keep the lights on. People still got to keep the lights on. And who can they turn to? Just like at the every post game, Jerry Jones is going to feed you a bunch of content. They now know I can just go to Micah and just get him talking about something. He gonna give me something.
Yeah, he gonna crack. Yeah.
He gonna give me something to turn in for my 8 p.m. deadline to my editor. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what's happening. So it's unfortunate, right? But it's just like I was trying to explain to some of the players, don't go, I'll just take the fines. I'm not going to, because that's when they're going to really villainize you, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just like the media does spin. No matter what Micah says, they would have just addressed it and tackled it any way that they want to. It happens to us as content creators. You can say, hey, man, I think that Tyler Guyton is going to have a learning curve. Well, did Tuck just say he didn't like Tyler Guyton? No, I didn't say that. Yeah. I just said it's going to be a learning curve, but that's how people do. Like people did that during the draft. Like I did a whole film session. Well, Tuck said he was out on Tyler Guyton. I didn't say I was out. I'm saying converting someone from right tackle to left tackle, there's going to be a possible learning curve. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just how our society works right now. But Mike McCarthy and Micah kind of talked it out. Now, do I think Mike and Micah are best of friends like Dak? Probably not. Yeah. But I don't think it was. Because what he was saying, I feel, right? We've all played sports, and when Mike has said this before, the Zach Martins, the Tyron Smiths, the DeMarcus Lawrence, they might not get another opportunity. Mike McCarthy has so many friends, and he put so many of his homeboys on. If he probably need a job, he can get a job. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He didn't put everybody on. He can be on someone's coaching staff or be a quarterback coach or something, so he will be good. Zach Martin, you can't extend another 5 to 6 years on Zach Martin's career, right? You're probably done 1 to 2. You can't extend that. So for those people who were drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, put their blood, sweat, and tears, Micah is saying my heart goes out to them because here's the fun fact, the sad fact, Micah gonna be one of you. We gonna be sitting on here on the show next 10. You're like, damn, bro. Micah Parsons had a Hall of Fame career, but he just never, from Dez Bryant to Tony Romo to, to all of them, right?
All of them.
Jason Witten, Sean Lee, they just never got their moment. And shoot, that hurts. It hurts me as a fan, as a content creator to know, man, I never got to see not even a Super Bowl for Romo and Dez and Witten and Sean Lee, but just a meaningful game. The opportunity to even just try to go. You know what I'm saying? Like they never even got that in their career, man. So it's extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel you. That's why I went that angle because something similar happened with me my freshman year when I was at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Like I came in, as a recruit, freshman, all that. I started, but we weren't really, good, and it was already a make or break year for the coach. And you can feel towards the end when we were not winning as much games, the coaching staff got us distant, man. Because like I said, everyone's trying to fend for themselves, So I didn't see. Like I said, it was more on a indictment on Mike McCarthy because of the type of coach he is. Like, if he's not that type of coach that has that connection that can outlast this, then he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like this what comes out. So like I said, everyone's fending for themselves. Everyone's in survival mode, and it's not even that. It's the Joneses created this environment. Everyone's on 1 year deals. The entire team is on 1 year deals. You got guys who are hurt, banged up. You got guys that's like they got Twitter. They got a phone. They're not off the grid. They're seeing that the rumblings are getting louder and louder. They're not going to be here. Some guys may not even have a job next season. Like it's getting winning hides a lot.
it does, but I think people don't understand from the surface level the relationships that some of these people you might be connected with a Joe Witt. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be that no coach understands you in the locker room, but Joe Witt or George Edwards or Coach Durden, like they get you, bro. Like that's your dog. So do you think like, damn, bro, I didn't get the win with him. Now Coach Durden goes to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? So, like people don't understand the impact of that. And it's like, let's simplify it, y'all. We all have jobs. You know what I'm saying? Think about you have a manager that brings you in. Like a case in point, I had a manager. She brought me in. She believed in me. She just gave me the ball and run with it. And I was at the top of my level at sales. Well, she ends up moving on, getting another job. I get some new dude in here. He don't know what's going on. He trying to change my whole sales conversation. He's on me about my lunch breaks. And then I'm just like, bro, like, it's just not the same because I'm not riding for him like I'm riding for her. So now I'm just doing my job because I'm, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think people can relate to it, and these players go through the same thing. Of course, you want to still be a professional, but it's different. You got a whole bunch of 1-year coaches, a bunch of substitutes. You don't even know who's going to be here next year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Coach Jeff, the defensive line coach, he might not even be here next year.
Right. Like, you know, because up to the head coach or
your head coach might not be here. Your defensive coordinator might be here. It's just hard to really build that relationship because there's no foundation. And going back to what you said, Lou, it's because that's what upstairs built.
That's what upstairs do. Yeah, like that's this is just a symptom. The sickness up there. The call is coming from inside the house. But yeah, shout out to Marcus McFarlane. Like, yeah, that's why I go so hard for Dak. Y'all be thinking we Dak Glazers and we just like, oh no, Dak is a layered player. I think he's the most scrutinized player in sports. He's probably up there with. I got him up there with LeBron because the way they be bashing this man's name, regardless, and he just have him a talk. Even his own organization does that, and he still has the capacity. He like dealing with his family, have his family gone, has the capacity to come together and hold a bunch of these. Like I ain't gonna call my thing lame, but you see how they look once he's not in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. He's a leader. That's why I got him high up in the QB rankings. A lot of these QBs are not leaders. They're not. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree. Like, so case in point, I'm gonna give you the story. So you're talking about the young offensive line, right? And y'all know that Cooper Beebe, like they literally live up the street, right? Salute to the Beebes, right? So I was on the plane with them talking to Cooper Beebe's pops, and what he was saying, he was just talking about Dak, and he was like, Cooper struggles with pointing out, you know what I'm saying, the slide protects, right? And you played offensive line, so you know how difficult that can be, especially for a rookie. That Dak Prescott told Cooper Beebe, listen, don't worry about setting the slide protects or any of that, or IDing the mic. I will handle it. I just want you to play physical and just make sure you get the snaps on time. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't get publicized. You can't look at a PFF chart, like that. But think about how much pressure Dak Prescott just took off of Cooper Beebe, saying, don't worry about that, bro. I'll do your job for you. I will set the slide protects. I will do all the reads. You just make sure you snap the ball on time. You just be physical up front. You protect up front, right? So it's just like those little things that Dak doesn't get credit for. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things that goes unnoticed from Dak Prescott from his day-to-day, like you said, bro, his temperament. I don't know how Dak does it. Like I've been telling people in my community, I need to be more like Dak as a leader in our community, but I can't do it, bro. You send shots at me, I'm sending 8 back. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. But he's
Spider-Man, man, with the train, man. He's Spider-Man with the train, holding it together. Like
he cleans up everything, right?
Everything,
He gets so much hate. He gets so much criticism. It's like, damn, bro, I would love unselfishly, I would love for Dak to just be in a place where he can just go play ball. Like, imagine if Dak was just a quarterback for the Jaguars, bro. He'd be so peaceful.
That's like, I mean, that's part of me wanted him to leave. You know,
I know, because I tell you, my friends who are Raiders fans, they were ready to build a damn statue in Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? They would have built in Pittsburgh. They would have built a monument in Dak where he can just go.
The way that I'm blanking on Mike Tomlin was talking about Dak. Oh my!
Bro, Mike Tomlin was plotting. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tomlin.
I promise you they was gonna get him. I promise you they was gonna get him. And that's why they filled that hole with 2 quarterbacks this offseason. Yeah, they know it. Like
they was plotting, bro. But I think, and it's crazy that a lot of Cowboys fans don't appreciate what we got. We always looking at what everyone else got. You know, I appreciate what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because what we're going through right now could have been the last 4 to 5 years with Dallas without a quarterback. So,
you don't and y'all look. I'm one of the new, and I'm young. I'm one of the new Cowboys. I've been a Cowboys fan forever, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just now coherent to it. We have really gotten lucky with these QBs. We got Romo and Dak.
Y'all wasn't around for the Quincy Carters.
Yeah, man. I remember seeing on the big screen all blocky and 1080 or 780p,
y'all know it's like jumping on Madden, man, and you're just like, bro,
what?
Like, you know what I'm saying? How can I, like, bro, like, I remember, like, I think it was I forgot, it was like Drew Henson or somebody back when they had the Madden cone, you know what I'm saying? And the Madden Vision, bro, our quarterback cone.
You with the
it's like, bro, I can't even throw with this damn cone because it's so small. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with Drew Bledsoe and stuff. Like, bro, I can't play with this, man. I had to go play with the Jets, man. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get my game off. Y'all ain't never had those struggles. So a lot of young Cowboys fans think it was Romo spins and Dak Prescott, and that's the end. No, no. There was a massive gap. The way that we look at Cleveland Browns fans, that's how he was. It's a new quarterback, a new hope. We brought in Drew Henson off the streets. Why? Just because he started over Tom Brady in college. You know what I'm saying? We just figure he started over Tom Brady. We got Romo and Dak without having to draft high. Yeah, exactly.
A fourth round. So
it was an accident.
Even the front office be forgetting how valuable the fourth round is. They be throwing fourth rounders around like it's flies, like it's just quarters into a damn wishing well. Like no,
and it could have been Paxton Lynch or Connor Cook. Have y'all even seen them boys? They probably even got a podcast or nothing, bro.
They sound
That's who we've been stuck with. That's who we would have been stuck with. It's Connor Cook or Paxton Lynch getting punched on. You know what I'm saying? Getting punched on.
Yeah, man. So let's wrap it up with some draft talk, some brief draft talk. What? Because I have some let's talk about just probably the first 2 rounds. Okay. What pick do you see us getting to, and what is your order of priority? Like if we can get up, say top 6 or top 5. Or if it's top 10, who are you looking like as a must draft, or who? It's a layer question. I'm sorry, but what has to be off the board for you to think about trading back?
For the first question about the position, it really depends on who's the quarterback. And I've been having this argument on Twitter, right? Whether it's Cooper Rush or Trey Lance. I think that Cooper Rush gives us the opportunity to get a higher draft pick. Why is Tuck saying that, right? Trey Lance, he played horrible in preseason. Because if there's anyone that can catch lightning in a bottle and start to sneak a few games and get hot at the right time, I feel like it could be Trey Lance because the element of surprise, right? It could be a game where we're playing the Giants and all of a sudden Trey Lance rushes for 165 and 2 touchdowns and we win that game. Or it could be something versus Carolina, or I feel like we can catch that lightning in the bottle where we can get streakish and people can start to rally behind him. So if you tell me it's Cooper Rush, as of right now, even if it's Trey Lance or Cooper Rush, I think we're going to be around 8 or 9. I think we're going to be around pick 8 or 9. So then the conversation comes to place. Me personally, the very first pick that I am looking at is the wide receiver position.
Yep.
The wide receiver position, whether that's McMillan, whether that's Bond, whether that's Travis Hunter, I don't think he's going to get that far, right? So those, that's the position that I'm thinking as wide receiver. Now I know the conversation is Genty Mania, but I promise you, Cowboys Nation, I failed y'all last year. DMV, you failed them last year too. We broke down all those running backs and we didn't draft one. I will not allow that to happen again. And when I tell y'all this running back class is supremely more talented than last year, once we get to the film, y'all going to be like, oh, I like him. Oh, I like this Johnson. Oh, I like this. Oh, I forgot about Ollie Gordon. He had 1,700 yards.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many running backs where I feel like you don't have to go get one in the top 10. Not that I wouldn't be excited if they wouldn't got Genty in the top 10, but there's plethoras of them, man. My guy Marion Hampton, I know DMV likes him as well. I know Carolina. The kid is phenomenal, right? Yeah. My guy here in Kansas, Devin Neal, all-time rusher, all-time touchdown rusher in Kansas history. He is phenomenal. There's so many guys out there. So I would go get a wide receiver first. Then I would go get a running back, because even though the running back core is deep, I feel like the premium value for running back is going to be a lot higher, because I don't like this offensive line class. There's not a lot of tackles.
Yeah,
right?
It's not. Yeah.
What's the premium value? So I think that it might be for a team to go snatch one early. So I would probably get a running back in the second round. I'm not going to sit back and wait, because we don't have a fourth as of right now. I'm going to try to sit and get one in the fifth or sixth, because I want a guy that's impact. I can close my eyes and I know this guy can go get me $125 on any day. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those guys, like a Bijan, like a, it's like, so there's so many of those. So I would go wide receiver, running back. And another position that I'm starting to aim in a little bit closely is the tight end position. I think that we need to go get another tight end, whether that's because Jake Ferguson might not be who we thought he was, or we need a tight end too, because Dallas Cowboys last year, we ran a lot of 12 personnel. We didn't this year because Luke Schoonmaker's not out there. Then you have Brevin Spong Ford. He's an undrafted guy. Okay, no, go get a guy. There's a guy out of Iowa, tight end youth.
Hey, shout out to my Longhorns.
Yeah,
Check,
yeah. I
check
mean,
out
yeah,
Gunnar Helm, man.
yeah,
Check out Gunnar Helm.
yeah. So there's some guys out there that can really stretch the field and be that dynamic threat, and I feel like that's what Dak is missing,
Mhm.
is that. And then me personally, I know a lot of people will see my mocks and be like, "Yo, you don't have the." I don't want to draft a defensive end, or not defensive end, defensive interior. I want to go buy one. There's
Oh,
this
you want
thing
to
called
go?
there's
Okay.
this thing called free agency. You can actually go just buy you a veteran defensive tackle that's already been through the fire and that can go and help your defense. That's kind of where I'm thinking. So I'm going wide receiver, running back, possibly tight end, defensive tackle. There's also some deep corners we can go get as well. So yeah,
So
drafting.
yeah, you're viewing Hunter as a receiver. That's interesting.
That's I'm gonna do some film on that, man. Like I don't know. I don't like I really thought
Man,
earlier.
he looks very natural at corner to me.
I know. At first, I was like, Tuck, he's a corner. But then when I try to explain this to my community, right? There's a difference between watching a player and scouting a player. So I haven't scouted him yet, right? I go through every technique, but just watching him, bro, I'm just like, well, damn, he's really smooth.
He's really
He's smooth as hell as a wide receiver. So I don't know, man. So I don't think he's gonna be a two-way player, man. But
I think he has a chance to be a package, on the other side.
right.
Like so I'm not viewing him as fully one side. I'm saying like he may go like 95 and 13 on it. Like I'm saying like
Yeah,
he may be So I feel him as a corner and like a wide receiver 4.
Now, think about this right now. With this situation the Cowboys are going, he would be wide receiver and corner, bro. He'd be out there playing wide receiver 2 next to CeeDee Lamb, and then out there playing next to Trayvon Diggs. You know what I'm saying? So Jerry and Steve are gonna get every dime they get. You know what I'm saying? He'll be, corner, wide receiver, kickoff return. Like they gonna, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I'm leaning more towards the Travis wide receiver, man. Like I don't. Yeah,
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
It's not gimmicky. It's not like, okay, he's just a guy, a back just playing wide receiver. I actually think he might be a wide receiver actually playing corner. You know what I'm saying? But he's smooth on both sides.
I mean, I can see that because his that's why I think he's gonna be so dangerous at corner.
Right.
I feel like he's when I just got done watching his corner film. If y'all, he's so sticky. Even on like overall, he's so sticky. And I feel like, man, I'm just thinking like, man, I'm just noticing like I just watched the Baylor game. They're not even looking his way. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem, bro. He's so good at both sides of it.
It's not even looking his way because like everyone he's got, he's not afraid to tackle. I love the mentality. Like he'll come up, he'll stick his shoulder in there. Like he's fast. Like if he's off chasing you, on a motion like a orbit motion, jet motion, and you have leverage, and you think you're gonna have like opens, he will close that space down and will come up and tackle. And I love like I'm like, man, and I know we don't need a corner, right? But in my mind, I'm trying to bump Deron Bland back inside. It's just a dream, a dream. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Jay Lou is not gonna be here forever. I love him. He's having a hell of a season. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, okay, my first, I know I tweeted, I was like offensive lineman, but I just got done watching like the first 3 O linemen
out there, bro.
Yeah, we don't have a premier tackle in this draft.
I know you said when we were talking about like if there's a Joe Alt, but there's no Joe Alt.
There's no Joe Alt. There's not. Yeah, because I'm seeing this. What's his name? Will Anderson? No, Campbell. No, I do not want him. No, I do not like it. He's high. He's narrow. I'm like,
it's what we already have, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, no, keep that away. Keep that away. He's too. But I like Banks. I think Banks is gonna be a hell of a guard, because he played with great leverage. But that
scares me about some trade back. That's the
trade back. I'm prioritizing receiver. I'm only prioritizing 2 names I will listen to. Tet for sure. And then Travis Hunter. Then I'm throwing out a wild card. I want Mason Graham. I will pick Mason Graham up there because I and everyone's like, oh, Michigan. Oh no, I'm telling you, turn on the kid tape, bro. Turn on the kid tape. I feel like he can be a game. I'm drafting DT because I'm under the impression that Mozzie's gone. I think Mozzie's gonna be somewhere else, and now I don't trust the Cowboys to buy a DT. They
I know.
saw me
I mean, yeah.
2 or 3 times. I do not trust them. They will go cheap they just look at size and measurables and think they can fill a gap, and it's more than that. And at least if they can do that and pair them alongside a young guy, because
Right.
that's what they want to do. I can't, if I had a dream, yes, let's go buy DT. Let's go buy 2 of them. Let's go buy 2 great ones,
Right.
mid. But the Cowboys ain't gonna do right. Like I don't even trust them. They showed their hand already with this Mingos trade. Like I tweeted,
That
I'm like,
scares me, bro. That
scares it scared me so much, because it not only you traded for him because you loved him, but it scared me because you trading the 4th. That shows me that you didn't even value coming into the draft high looking at receiver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
well, Lou, we did spend a 4th round pick on Mingo, and we believe I can see them using Mingo as a plug-in to why they're not drafting wide receiver. And I'm already getting pissed off thinking about it.
I'm pissed off too, because it's like they're coming in trying to they're thinking like oh my god, they're not creative. They thinking they're gonna draft a wide receiver too. Why not let's pair 2 ones together? You know, like
right.
let's be creative. But
Right.
they're just this crabs in the barrel mentality. Like it scared me, them trading a 4th, because I'm telling you, it told me so many things.
Where people are arguing, is he better than CeeDee Lamb? You know what I'm saying? Like I
want that.
I want that. You know,
but you know, we gotta, and you know what that brings up? They don't want that, because it's like, oh, if he's better than CD, we gotta pay him. I'm like, oh my god, that type of mentality is gonna continue to hold us back, because I'm telling you, if Tet goes off, if Isaiah Bond goes off, if Luther Burden goes off, if them 3 receivers end up being world-class receivers, I'm going to be so heated, because I'm gonna be like, we're talking about it right now. Like they're like, you know what I'm saying? And that type of mentality, God. And then
like players that don't have to go through that learning curve. Players like you can instantly just put them on the field, right? And like kind of going to my scouting program, this is what they're teaching us, right? This kind of bell curve of players at the end of the bell curve. They're the ones that they're Travis Hunters, right? Travis Hunter, of course, you have to grow, but you can pretty much guarantee that's a surefire player. Right? You can just pretty much guarantee that those players have those traits. I want to get those guys. I don't want the guys that we have to move along the bell curve to maybe, like I said, like if a lot of people come at Jalen Brooks and Jalen Tober, like they're doing the best they can, but it's a slow move, bro. They're trying to get them to that level. They're not there. I want to go get that Isaiah Bond where it's like, listen, we got one. We got one.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then I'm with you. I think running back, you being that high, I think that's a luxury, and we don't have the luxury of taking a running back that high. Everyone, I know everyone's screaming Genty. I love Genty. You know, I running backs got a good place in my heart. I value, because they have some of the most translatable skills to the league. I value vision. I value dexterity. You know, if you're a 3-down back, that's even more of a plus. If you know what I'm saying, if you can get in and out of cuts, if you just have a feel for the game, you're strong. I value that. And Genty, I watch his film. He got a horrible offensive line, and that Oregon film, him just slipping off of tackles, like, man, I know, you know what I'm saying. But we just we need almost everything, and running back is phasing more and more. Like we can't. I would let's go 2nd and 3rd round. You know, like, you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I know some people on Twitter, they're gonna pull out like colorful sheet, like you don't draft running. I do not care. Running back, and salute to the Detroit Lions. They broke all y'all little stupid rules, and look at them. You don't take linebackers that high. You don't take running backs that high. Well, they did, right? They did, and they changed. You don't take safeties that high. Well, they did, and they are changing the foundation of their team, right? Throw the chart away. Go get players. Really go out there and get players.
Yeah, I mean, the first round
is so heavily on the draft. You know what I'm saying?
The first round is meant for the game changers.
Right.
The 2nd round is your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the guy that you've been following this entire draft. And like you know what I'm saying? You can that's where most of the risers, and then like go get your guy. If you've been really like, go get him. You know what I'm saying? Like why go into the optics and to the stats? Like I never understood that type.
And it works, right? When you went and got one of those ones in Zeke, you hit on it. When you went and got one of those ones and had some courage and got CeeDee Lamb, you hit on it. When you went and got Micah Parsons, you hit on it. When you go get those guys, it doesn't take a lot of work. Like I feel like sometimes we want to do it the most complicated way, and it's like, no, bro, he's a dog. You know what he is. Just go get him. We'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right.
Yeah, man. So this was a great conversation. Hey, man, we still had like a 95 to 100 people. Make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all, man. It was a great conversation, man. Any last words?
Nah, Cowboys Nation. I know, the season looks dark and grim, but listen, like I said, keep repping your team. Salute to all the people out there, the content creators, the media people who want to find solution-based content. That's where my focus is. I know Lou does the same thing. Trying to find solutions. It might not be solutions for this year. I ain't got the answers, Sway, but I know that we're going to continue to thrive, continue to strive, and try to find answers to fix this team to get everything back up and running for next year. So, like I tell everyone, be on the lookout, right? Keep your head on the swivel, because right now you're about to get clickbaited and junk fooded, everything, right? Because now people are starving. Christmas around the corner. People got bills to pay, right? But at the end of the day, man, keep your focus, and the focus on finding ways and solutions to help this Dallas Cowboys team win a championship. Salute to all the great content creators and media people out there. Keep that's the main thing. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. And it's still fire.